Okay, so welcome back. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, and let's get to it. So today, students will be able to write quadratic functions. So quadratic function is anything with that x squared in it. Quadratic parent function is y equals x squared. It has nothing added to it. It's right in the middle. Parabola, that's the shape of the quadratic function. X-intercepts, that's where the quadratic function crosses the x-axis, also called solutions, roots, and zeros. Vertex, that very lowest dot or the very highest dot on a quadratic function. Axis of symmetry is that line that goes straight through the center of the quadratic function. The maximum is when it has a highest point. It's the max point. The minimum is the mini point, so the lowest point. Quadratic formula, we went through that. The discriminant, if it's bigger than 0, you have 2 solutions. Less than 0, no real solution. Equal to 0, 1 real solution. Standard form, y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Vertex form, y equals a x minus h squared plus k. H and k are the vertex, but remember it's the opposite of whatever h is. So if it says plus 2, it's going to be minus 2, and then 4. We'll do completing the square later. So let's look at your worksheet for today. We're not doing groups, so ignore the part where it says group names. You're just going to be working on your own. Okay? It's very similar to what we did on Friday. So, graph number, it gives you the graph numbers. On your paper, you have graph numbers. Okay? You're wanting to match the quadratic function, the factors, and the solutions to the graph numbers. So, you have a list of quadratic functions, a list of factors, and a list of solutions. I suggest putting this into y equals. So you put that into y equals. You have 6x squared minus 9x plus 3. Okay, and graph it. We want to find the graph that matches this. So you go to your graphs, one that looks just like this one. It's looking like number 1. That's what it's looking like. Okay, so I would say number 1. And then what you're going to do, after you find all these and match them to their graphs, you're going to type in all these into y equals. So all of these you put into y equals. All of these you put into y equals. And then these is just where it crosses the x-axis. So you're going to look at your graphs and say this one crosses here at -1 and at 2. So you're going to find one that says the solutions are -1 and 2. Okay? So that's what you're going to go through here. This one, look at the graph. These you're going to type into y equals and match to the graph. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions. This is due by the end of the period. You do need to submit your answers online. Good luck.